What is up, gang? We are Views from the Dungeon, and this time the TD does not stand for technical difficulties. Knock on wood. We made it. We're here. It's a little bit past 7, and thank you guys all for being in chat. We have some cool friends streaming right now if you want to kind of bounce between us or really just hang out with us. But also I got to shout out Mates of Fate because they're just super cool. Our homie Rogine007 is going to be streaming some Pokemon later tonight, and yours truly may or may not be with him. I don't know. We'll try and rate him if we can, but that's up to me to figure out. OBS and some other things. Also, just want to talk again about our little dice plug that we have for you guys. Check out dicelegion.com and use our code VFTDPOD if you want 10% off. How cool is that? I mean, it's something. You know, we all use dice. You need dice. I need dice. I'm probably going to buy some more here because I just got paid. So that's how it goes. And I mean, we have our lovely players here. Young Riles.
Yo.
Young JC. Young Ibrahim in LA. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Pose for him. Dab on him.
You wanted charisma.
Make that roll, bro. Well, let's see how charismatic our players can be tonight. I think that might be necessary. And so, for you guys, we have a little recap done by our very own Narissa.
Good thing not a lot happened last time.
Shh.
Last time, we escaped the tunnels in the mines of Orin, only to be accosted by kobolds. Uwasa and I were caught and taken to the camp they were staying at and met with a lizard folk man named Winemeadow. Ersid and Kane stayed hidden in the dark while Uwasa and I tried to suss out the lizard folks' intentions. At first we were planning on escaping, but Wine Marrow didn't seem to have any ill will, so Kane joined us, and Ersid stayed back just in case. We entered the dead wood after a few days of travel, sticking close, but in the end it didn't matter. We were accosted by will-o-wisps and skeletons. We tore our way out of the forest, some of us barely. While we lost the kobolds, the rest of us burst out into the night, at the edge of the moor, where we now stand.
Now stand. You smell a horrible scent wafting up from the mire beneath you. It smells sickly sweet, like old meat, like rancid water, worse than the sulfur that you experienced in Orin, but a little more subtle. It's manageable near the edge. However, worse it gets, deeper into the moor. That's for you all to find out. As you stand near the edge in the darkness of night, you can see the Dreamer's Flame has completely dimmed, and the moon is slowly creeping out in its crescent form. It's quiet. You hear the chirping of crickets and the occasional splash of some sort of aquatic creatures in the distance. And as you look on deep into the Moor of Dead Men, you see that in front of you is a decent amount of trees alive and well within this humid and dank environment. And above the tree line, you see the peak of what seems to be a turret of a castle, maybe? You're not exactly sure. Wine Marrow reaches the edge of from where the soil of the forest becomes this boggy, mushy mess, and sort of sticks his hand in and pulls out a clump of mud, sniffs it, looks around. The kobolds. They are gone.
Yeah, they didn't make it. I watched them get barbecued like maybe a minute ago.
And he sits cross-legged near the edge. So, why here?
Why are we traveling to the moor?
He does a small nod.
We have personal business.
So, us, personal as well.
You and our party.
That seems like, and he sort of scratches his skull on that sits on his face. Best case scenario.
Well, why were you traveling to the moor?
And he looks, and kind of keeps an eye on the surrounding area. Business. There are some who need protection.
And you were going to protect them?
I fear I have failed.
The kobolds.
No.
Then what?
And he looks, and he sort of holds his hand out.
Us? Me?
What is equivalent to what I have just told you? I would like some small show of grace here.
You want protection from us?
No, I need to know where you stand in the moor.
Well, I don't think we rightly know, mate. We've never fucking been there.
Oh.
That always
didn't like
happens.
that.
That made him mad.
He's pissed off. He stands up. He starts getting. No, I'm just playing.
Am I still? Where am I?
I think you're still hidden.
Are you still sneaking around?
Last I remember, he was like,
That's
think
entirely
so.
up to you.
I think so. Can I see you guys? I would have
probably.
I
made
think
an effort.
I
to
think you were
have
like-
you in my eyesight.
yeah, just 50 feet away from us at this point, but up the way.
Yeah, you are like east
Right.
of the party right now.
Okay.
Are you for or against whatever is happening in this moor? Is that what you're asking us? Because we really don't know what's going on here.
There is much in the moor. You are unaware.
We've been told to come here through visions and dreams in a book. It's not like it's anything concrete. That's the problem.
What do you know? Describe these visions. No idea of what you would find here.
I've had a dream of a snake eating the sun, and there was a lot of blood, and then I was a snake, or I was a mountain, actually. You know, it doesn't really matter.
And he looks at you, Kane.
Well, I haven't per se had a vision of the more of myself, really. I've been having
More.
visions of.
In one of my visions, I was sinking into the mud, and this does look like a place where you would sink into the mud.
And he looks down. There are many collectives here. I find myself after red wizards.
Oh, so you don't like them?
There was a troop of bards staying in Phoenix Rest, our home. They were taken, convinced, and you can kind of see some confusion in his eyes with the red wizards. So I followed here. After a while, I noticed lizard folk and UNT, and that's when I met a man. Well, a UNT man. Very, what's the word? Noble, to say the least. This place seems to be under his care.
So, the bards are your problem? The wizards are your problem? Or this noble UNT is your problem?
Not sure what to make of the noble. He is astute, but aware of our kinship. So, I act as one of the guards to the castle that they inhabit at the moment, which is where I am headed as we trench through this swamp.
Okay.
The Red Wizards have my... And he looks up to the sky. Quarry is not the right word. Victim? Friends?
He's not sure.
Your friends are the bards?
They were under the protection of our community and left, strangely. I suspect some form of enchantment.
Makes the most sense. So, we are here because of the Red Wizards for you, yes?
Yeah, yeah,
Mostly.
I
and
suppose.
Also for Senkali. He was in the book, wasn't he?
Senkali is in the book.
I don't remember.
The Yuan-Ti noble,
That's his name.
Senkali.
Okay.
Maybe we should go. I can pretend like I hate people.
Yeah, I don't have to pretend.
To be fair, yes, most of them are rude. So.
Yeah.
You want to meet Senkali.
Yeah.
I feel like we should. He
Well.
seems important.
How do you propose you meet this one?
Well,
They are Yuan-Ti.
without giving away too much, he kind of asked for us. So,
That is true.
And like his head gets like really low, like between his shoulders low. As you can tell, he's like thinking hard. Will he know that you are here?
I don't know.
Ersid has to
Yeah.
come
yeah.
out of hiding. He's the one with the book.
Yes.
We have another friend. He's been trailing us. Sorry.
Hmm.
He's not like... She just kind of gestures between. So he was worried.
I see. So, where is this Acid?
That's a great question. He was 150 feet behind us when we started fighting. I'm pretty sure he's the one who made that really loud whistling sound before all the orbs and the skeleton ball, tried to kill us. And after that, I really just don't know where he's gone to. I didn't see him the whole time, haven't seen him since. So, hard to say.
Hmm.
I suppose we're just hoping he made it out of that.
Yeah, fucking. I would cast message to him, but I don't.
Don't know where
You
he
don't
is.
even know which direction I'm in.
I don't know if you're in range.
I'm a little scared to yell, too. What if we call more skeleton balls?
Right.
No. No yelling.
We can make camp somewhere. If he
I'll
sees
just
it...
wave my
we'll
arms
just-
in the air.
Yeah.
And there, so you see them waving their arms.
Well, he's not coming out, so I guess he died.
Huh.
Unfortunate. And he like gets up and starts kind of like surveying the perimeter.
I'm trying to decide if I would pick up on that cue.
Right.
Just waving.
Are we going to make camp here?
And Uwasa kind of like steps out from behind Narissa, just shaking her head.
No? Do you have a better idea for where?
She stops for a second, looks at the ground, and shakes her head slowly.
Oh,
Well,
no.
Does the bog stretch all the way to the moor and the castle?
The bog is, and you can see him like picking up like bones and skulls from various like creatures, and like he ends up picking up a head of what you assume to be or was human at some point. Still has flesh decaying, and he like chucks it further into the moor. This is all one locale. The bog reaches deep, and the castle sits deep in the center.
Great.
Should we sleep in these trees up ahead? That way we're off the ground. It's not wet. We're not going to be sucked in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I'm not. I consider myself rather posh, mate. I'm not trying to sleep in blood and guts and decaying bones.
Suit yourself.
Roll deception.
What, are you serious?
You're not
You
posh.
see how I'm
You're
dressed?
not posh.
Out of the three of you? 4?
I think you're a wannabe posh.
Yeah, absolutely he is.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Kane likes sleeping on the ground.
No. He's slept in taverns his whole life.
Doesn't like
Oh,
you don't like
Is
sleeping
it
on the ground.
beneath you?
Yeah. I'm literally standing on it. It's beneath me.
I know. That was the joke.
Yeah.
And Airsid, you can kind of see them starting to set up camp. Kane, what are you doing? Like, are
Oh
you guys
my
trying to sit in it?
God.
Like, you can see that Wine Marrow has no issues just chilling.
She's gonna sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
I think she wants to sleep in one of those trees.
Okay. I think that's fine. You can set up like a hammock or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say is a hammock.
Okay. And Airsid, you see them setting up camp. Airsid, your passive perception is very high. And you notice a shape in the sky. It's darker than the rest of the night as it seems to blot out stars passing overhead. And a strange, almost ethereal blue light clouds your entire vision and slowly passes as you follow this light and realize that something just walked through you. You all at camp see this blue light, and above the tree line, you see this shape of what you can only assume to be a giant, translucent, as you can see through its body into the night sky as it steps deeper into the moor. And every time you see a foot touch down, pushing through these trees as if they didn't exist, it's almost as if you could hear the great thunder that it would exude if it were material. It's covered in all kinds of furs and moss and like just foliage, and you can see on its face where it would normally just be a full head, it is cut in half, and you can see through its eye hole as it peruses into the swamp.
You saw the ghost giant, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Even
so-
with one eye, that's easy enough to see.
and Wassa kind of like covers herself in her blankets.
Does that
So
mean that it
is,
died here? Go
Is Kane in a? Kane is in a what you call it?
Hammock?
A hammock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far? How high up above the ground is he?
What a fucking cunt you are.
However the tree branches.
Yeah,
However
I
tall.
don't know. 5 feet, I guess.
You want to be 5 feet above the ground, wherever you want to be.
I'd say 3 to 5, easy enough to get into, but
Okay.
if it's too high, he's gonna have to.
Are you using the bog trees or are you using the deadwood trees?
The sturdiest trees I can find.
Are you trying to stay? If you use the bog trees, you're going to be above mud. If you use the deadwood trees, you're going to be above more solid soil. I don't think you'll have trouble finding a sturdy tree.
Okay, I guess I'll move above the deadwood, even though it's a little spooky.
Okay, understood. And then are you in the bogwood trees? Are you in like the canopy?
Yeah,
of the,
she'll just like kind of put the hammock around so that it more like ties in if she falls off
Oh.
instead of like laying in it. Just lay like
Understood.
in the branches. And because it's a bog, I bet they're kind of like mangrovey, so they're probably pretty tight.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it's like. And then Wine Marrow's just kind of on the ground. He's poking at some sticks. He's kind of taking a look at the area. He seems a little unperturbed by the ghost that just walked through the bog itself.
Is that normal?
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Since I have, I think it's Skulker.
Mm-hmm.
If I miss an attack, I am not revealed.
Correct.
Okay. So what if my intended target is not a person? Like if I wanted to hit a tree.
If you hit the tree, you would still be revealed.
Okay. Is it dark?
Yes.
Okay, so I very well might be invisible, depending on Wine Marrow's abilities.
And your friends.
And I know I'm invisible to my friends. Okay, so I'm going to back up. So I'm 100 feet away from Kane,
Okay.
and I'm going to shoot an arrow with a message on it. Can I have some parchment and some writing utensil?
Okay. No problem.
I'm going to attach it to the arrow, and I'm going to shoot right next to where his feet side are to the tree, next to the hammock. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to shoot the hammock. I'm just trying to shoot the tree.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else before I let you take your shot?
Nope.
Shoot.
Okay. I guess I'll steady aim.
Okay.
Natural
you got advantage.
2 natural ones. Just kills you.
Let's see. That's 15.
What's your AC?
16.
Okay. Kane, what are you doing right now?
Just laying in the hammock, feet crossed,
Just
you know,
chilling.
arms back.
Are you like sleeping? Are you doing anything?
No, I'm just. We're talking about that fucking weird ghost giant that we just saw.
And like in the middle of your conversation, just hits into the tree. I do want you to roll damage.
Me?
The bark.
Yeah.
Okay.
The tree screams.
Wow, where the fuck is that roll when I'm rolling damage? That's
Against the creature.
Right.
11.
Did you add your sneak attack?
No, I didn't.
Does sneak attack say you can, or does it just happen?
Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. You can deal an extra 2d6. So.
Okay. So you don't need it. You're not trying the sneak attack.
No.
Okay. So this arrow just flies past, and by the time it's there, you're like, oh, I would have been dead. I had no idea this was coming. And you look off in the direction to where it came from, and all you see is darkness as you peer into these dead trees. Kane.
Fuck me. We're under attack.
Yeah, how do you guys react?
Well, I don't have the best vision, so that's really, I think, what he would say. We're under attack.
Jump out of the tree, ready to go.
Yeah, same. I'll jump down.
What's your perception? You have
10.
a 10?
10.
Do I notice the message on this arrow?
Because of the darkness and your passive perception, it's already 10, right?
It's 12, but it gets cut to what?
It's 12. You're at disadvantage, so I'm going to give you a -5.
Okay.
And because of the darkness, would that stack? Because you're already at disadvantage.
Kane can't see a damn
I'm going to
thing.
say it's like...
You're like, what was that?
Can you
It's
see
somewhere
your
between
hand in
2
front of
and
your
7.
face? For Christ's sake.
It's not that. It's perception. So like, how much is he noticing? You know?
No, I know.
Yeah, I see the arrow, but do I
So
notice
what?
the parchment rolled around it?
Is it hanging off? Is it hanging off, or is it like well tied? I mean, I'd say you can see it.
Okay. Maybe they want to make peace. There's a message on this arrow. I will read it. I'll snatch it off. These are some odd enemies.
And he opens this little pigeon note.
Yeah, what's he say?
It says, This is Ersid. I'm 100 feet due east. Call me. I'm Ersid.
It says I'm Ersid twice. You're like,
That's funny. That's funny.
It says they have our mothers. They want 10,000 gold pieces.
Well, if they figured out my mother before I did, that would be impressive.
That's easy enough for you to say. Your mother's dead.
I know. I'll cast message to Irsid. I got your note. We are making camp here. Feel free to join us if you like. I don't think that this guy has any ill will towards you.
What? So I can just walk up and I'll be fine.
Yes, I will tell him that you are coming.
Alright.
I think.
If I get enslaved, it's your fault.
Yeah, well. You know, sometimes you gotta take a chance.
Sometimes you get enslaved.
Okay. Alright.
Alright.
Alright. I wanna roll stealth.
You're gonna roll stealth? Okay.
Yeah. Okay. That's gonna be a big fat 21.
Okay. Awesome. What are you attempting to do?
I just want to sneak up behind Kane.
You whisk your way through the trees.
Good choice.
Silently. You are shadows themselves as you find yourself behind Kane. And as you like pump yourself up to like scare him, as he's kind of walking back to his hammock and everyone's just getting comfortable again. Or you're gonna go talk to Wine Marrow to tell him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go tell him.
So you're like getting out of your hammock, you're going to talk to Wine Marrow, and all of you hear this insane screech as it echoes throughout the moor. And you see all these blue lights flash in a bunch of directions and then due north. Those of you, Kane, you might have trouble seeing a little bit through the sea line, through the tree line, but near the edges of it, there is this purple flame being cast out into the night.
What the fuck?
If we had nunnery here,
There's a
Yeah.
lot of weird shit going on.
I don't know what it could.
Did you say that out loud?
No.
Right behind you, yeah.
And you see
That'd be great.
Wine Marrow like stand to his feet, and he looks a little perturbed.
What could that be? You
Okay,
don't-
actually, I do want to just like pop up right behind Kane and be like, "What the fuck is going on, mate?"
I'll just fucking jump.
His soul
Seriously.
straight out of the body.
Yeah, just fuck me. Look over. Oh my.
Oh, I thought you would have heard me. Or seen me.
Whoever fucking hears you.
That's a good point.
Just don't ever do that to me. You will regret it.
Use your reaction to attack me.
Yeah. Ah.
Okay.
So am I revealed to everybody?
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone can see you. You seen Wine
Okay.
Marrow, and his eyes are like slitted, and he's looking at you. Specifically, this is the clearest you've ever seen him with his like brown and black sort of like scales with all the skull tattoos and the skull that sits on his face. And a rumbling is coming from his gullet as he's quite perturbed. And without looking at you, Narissa, you can tell he's speaking to you. This is strange.
The magic, the flames. Is it someone else, or is that just from the ghosts in the forest?
No. And he looks off. That was from the skies. I've never seen this before.
Great.
Is this your friend? Or do I need to dismiss them?
Nope. This is our friend.
Oh, yeah. This is Ersid.
And he sort of like
Yeah,
calms
right.
down. Are you after that?
Sorry, what'd you say?
He says,
Okay,
are
you cut
you after that?
Oh, yeah, I'm alright. Sorry about meeting you like this. You know, these are my friends. Just keeping a watchful eye out on them. You know, I never know who you run into in the Badlands. So I hope you'll forgive my sneaking around. But my friends assured me that you're not a malicious fellow. So it's pleased to meet you.
I suggest we camp without fire tonight.
Without.
What? That would simply draw attention.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was just making sure that's what you said.
Yes.
I will stay up for a little while longer, just in case.
Take watch.
What are watches? Who's watching with mind marrow and who's watching together?
Who wants to watch with Kane? Because I just feel like I'm a detriment.
Yeah, well, maybe Kane should go with me since my passive
Yeah,
is
you're-
19.
You're a lot more perceptive.
Okay. Then we'll have first watch with Marissa and Wine Marrow. I'm gonna heads or tails
Tails.
and Uwasa.
Okay.
Okay. So, how are you guys setting up your watch? Wine Marrow's really just like scoping out the perimeter. He's moving slowly so as not to alert people. Every time you see one of the will-o-wisps sort of fly throughout the dead wood, he kind of gets a little nervous, and calls for quietness. Every once in a while, you'll see shadows moving about in the dead wood. They don't seem to focus on you all, but every once in a while you'll see a silhouette of something standing, staring at you for quite some time before it decides to disappear, as if it were never there before.
She's not gonna focus on looking because, like, apparently, yeah, there's ghosts here, so she'll just focus on, like, hearing if there's anything that, like, comes into the, I don't know, like 30 feet within us. Like, that would be something she would notice. Otherwise, she's just gonna play with, like, the glaive and practice with it
Roll
as quietly
perception.
as she can. So good. 2.
Good stuff.
She's very focused.
And like Uwasa's just kind of, she's really scared, so she's staying close to you. And Wine Marrow, as he's walking, he just kind of speaks. You're distracted.
I am always distracted.
You're nervous. Yes?
Maybe a little. It's hard to say. I'm always nervous of new Yuan tea.
Strange. Usually, people like us are more comfortable around their kin.
Usually. But I don't come from the ones that you probably know of.
These are the few that I know.
You've never been to Jolt?
No.
Well, don't go.
I will go where I must, even if it's somewhere I would rather not be.
The Yuan tea here that you know, they were followers of Dendar, and now they're followers of Senkali, yes?
Not that close. I know they follow Senkali.
Have you seen Senkali?
Yes.
What do they look like?
They are very eccentric. Many robes. Some made out of snakes. Different outfit every day. Their hair is long and black. And when they are feeling especially energetic, they usually wear it up. Very complex.
Sounds like most Yuan tea I've seen, but I don't know. I guess I just have to see them.
There's something strange. Their scales are white. Their eyes like the moon.
She just pulls that, like, she has got that strip of hair that's like white now.
No. White like a corpse.
Like bone.
And he nods.
Any advice for... She just kind of gestures to everybody besides them. We've got an elf, a half-elf, and another half-elf with a little bit of scales.
My advice, don't be seen. Or let them know you're here, if that's something you can really do. You said he wanted to meet you.
I believe so.
Well, the way I see it, it is better to be seen as a friend than a stranger.
I'll keep it in mind.
At that point, your watch kind of closes up. Wasa's just kind of keeping to herself. She's just kind of worried about what the day has to bring, and her lack of voice. You can tell she's very pensive at the moment, unsure of what even to say. As you trade off, Wine Marrow he gets down low and like shimmies in to the mud to where all you can really see is his skull, as if it were just one of the random layabout pieces of corpse and skeleton throughout the bog itself.
Little mud boy.
That's cool.
Just shimmies down into it.
Fucking disgusting, but cool.
Your watch starts.
Yeah.
Roll perception for me, please, unless you just want to hang on your passive.
You got it, pal.
16.
Good.
8.
Good.
Yeah.
Super good.
And I'll leave it to you two.
Well, this isn't exactly the primo vacation spot I thought it would be.
Yeah, for a name like the Moor of Dead Men, I don't know what I was expecting, but it definitely wasn't some nasty bog of blood and guts.
Yeah.
I honestly was expecting somewhere more dry.
I was as well.
Yeah.
I kind of thought that, it'd just be like a worse part of the Badlands.
Yeah. Yeah, I was expecting bones.
Yeah, I was expecting like this vast expanse of desert with like a cow skull and then a tumbleweed.
Yeah, right. Right, yeah.
This is far worse. This is so much worse.
Yeah.
This place.
It's much worse.
Oh well, we're not in Burnwell anymore. That's for sure.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. No. But this book you got, I think it's gonna be important to.
Oh my god! I totally forgot. And then I pull it out.
I think it's gonna be important for us to move around this place without being fucked on by everybody.
Do you think I should give this? It's in my notes somewhere. Aaron, do you know if I figured out what the person's name who is talking to me is?
Yeah, you saw that when you opened the book. It said Senkali.
Oh, Senkali, yes, that's right. Right, which is the person that. Yeah. Okay. Do you think I should write to Sankali and tell him that we're here? Or maybe that would be a bad thing. I suppose we don't know if he's nice.
Ersud would know that he has invited you. You guys have had a conversation, and he said, why don't you bring that back?
Right.
Right. No, I remember that, but
Okay. I'm just making
that
sure.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's
Nice.
gonna be nice to me.
I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe fuck. I don't know. Maybe we don't tell Sankali we're here, but we tell whoever the fuck the greeting party is that we have a meeting arranged in some capacity with Sankali.
Yeah.
I don't want to give him any upper hand and some sort of preparation of a whole day's travel to get the rest of the way there, if he does have some nefarious schemes in mind.
Right. So how's this wine meadow fella? He's been treating you alright?
Yeah, he's rather odd.
What's his deal?
I haven't quite been able to gather it all the way. He's trying to protect someone. He's got beef with the Red Wizards. And there was some band of bards that I think that the Red Wizards fucked with, or they took them, or they disappeared, or something. And then
Wizards.
Right, yeah, the Red Wizards. And then he also seems he seems a little afraid of Sankali. And maybe I'm reading him wrong, but he definitely seems wary of him.
Did he mention that he had met him before?
Yeah, he said he knows Sankali. He said he's the fucking boss of this Moor castle that's down the way where we're going. He said he runs it.
But this castle isn't related to the Red Wizards.
I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I guess we'll find out.
He did tell you, or he should have told you, that that's why he's here. Is because the Red Wizards seem to have brought that bard troop here.
So was he protecting the Red Wizards or the bards?
He said that he was trailing the Red Wizards because they seem to have enchanted the bards.
Okay. So yeah, he does not fuck with the Red Wizards because they enchanted the bards. Yeah, I suppose we'll find out tomorrow about St. Cully. Maybe we'll see some Red Wizards there. Also, he did say that the speaker sometimes frequents this place.
The speaker of the messengers of Tunu?
The speaker. So,
Wow.
I suppose...
Small world.
Right.
You might think that there could be a connection.
Yeah, maybe.
Am I remembering, Kane, that we don't like the Red Wizards? Is there a reason why we don't like them?
They were in Burnwell the one time, at the same time that the messengers of Tuhanu were there. When the king gave his speech, the Red Wizards were there.
That's right. We saw them.
And they were being weird, and then they went with the Dark Carnival, or whatever fucking Val's band is.
Wait, weren't they connected to Man-Eater Mabel?
They were connected to you getting attacked. That's what.
Right.
Who said it? The librarian guy?
He said that it had to be somebody with some decent magical prowess. But
Oh,
he
I think
didn't-
Spike told you it was probably red wizards.
I can't remember exactly who.
I'm not sure if anyone said it was. I think that was the connection drawn due to Kane's investigation in the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then we had recently talked about them again, and I assumed that what was in the cart that Val and the Red Wizards was with was Manny and Mabel in the cart, and then they took Manny to Mabel to Vice Guard. That's what I think. I don't know. It might not have been Mabel in the cart, but that's where they went past, and then all of a sudden Mabel was there and not in Burnwell. So
Yeah. All right. By the way, your video is frozen on the stream.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh yeah. it is.
rats.
It's fine. We'll take care of it.
It's an FYI. All right. Well, I guess
Wait. Whose video?
Hours.
Yeah, us.
yeah, of you two.
Okay. It's a Discord thing.
Oh, my bad.
It's fine. You guys can go ahead. Keep doing your thing.
All right. Well, I guess we're suspicious of the Red
Fuck.
Wizards then. Well, it's nice to know that we have a common quote-unquote enemy with Bone Marrow, or what's his name?
Wine marrow.
Bone marrow.
That's my stick, mate.
This is just a Air Sid bit now. Not to get people's names wrong.
I'm gonna have to leave this alone for a second.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Well. Anything else? Are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm alright. You alright?
Yeah, I'm all right. No.
Alright.
I've felt a lot better lately. After I got rid of that orb. So.
Ah, feeling more of yourself.
Yep. It's all great. Everything's all good.
Well, we need to get you a new fucking eye.
Yeah, you know, that would be great, but I suppose maybe when we get back into Burnwell in the next 3 months, I'll talk to Metal about it and see what he can fashion up.
Aren't they like really wealthy in Viceguard?
Yeah, they are.
Oh, but they don't like magic. Is that right?
That is true.
I don't like arcane
They
magic.
don't like arcane magic.
Oh, I don't know the difference.
Well, there's arcane, like me, and then there's holy, like Narissa.
Ah, I see.
Roll Arcana for me.
Sure. That's a 12.
It's a 12. I'd say this is pretty like standard in the realm of magic, to know that there are 3 sort of origins that you can pull your magic from the weave. One is the arcane. One is the divine, which Vice Guard holds in very high recognition. And then lastly, and this is the least well understood and also least delved into, would be the primal school of magic, or the primal origin.
Well, I will relay those 3 things to you.
Well, the reason I ask is because if Viceguard is like a really holy, divine, magic, wealthy place, and we can manage not to get ourselves killed, maybe we could find somebody there who could somehow fix your eye or
Maybe.
give you something so that you're, not a total nit
Yeah,
in the.
right. I mean, I'm sure there's something around there. Maybe they could restore it, but the only thing that I think is that as wealthy as Weisgard is, I'm sure that it's going to be a pretty piece of gold to have my eye restored. You know, you don't get wealthy by being charitable.
Roll history for me, Kane.
Sure thing. You got it. I'm really smart, so it's all right. We'll just roll well, or we'll roll a 2 for a total of 3.
Any difference if you roll religion?
Nope.
Okay, good to know.
Also +1.
Sounds good.
Nice.
You feel like you should know of like maybe someone who has the capability to restore your eye, possibly, but no, you can't. There's like no face, no name that comes to mind, but you do think that there's someone in Weisgard.
Just growing up there, I'm sure that I've heard a thing or two, but can't think of any names or faces. But, you know, depending on how long we're there, maybe we can find something.
Hey, and you know, money is not the only. Gold's not the only currency. You know, power, influence, favors.
Yeah,
Those all work as currency as well.
that is a fair point.
Let me ask you this, Kane, before the dawn comes.
All right.
If you had to kill a kid but you got your eyesight back,
If there was 5 people tied to one train track and one to the other, but you had to pull the lever.
Would I kill a kid for my
to get your eyesight back.
have my right eye back? You know, probably not. It's an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. So I'd just cut his eye out, you know, and put it back in mine. I wouldn't kill him. Nah, I'm just kidding with you, mate. I wouldn't do that. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah, so instead of the whole world being blind, it's just you. How noble.
Yep. Would you do the same? Would you have killed a kid to get your leg back?
Nah.
Wow, you guys.
Yeah, I hope
your
not, because you
alignment
already have a
stayed the
fucking
same.
leg back.
Yeah.
Can you feel that thing? I'm gonna smack it with my sword.
I mean, I can feel the pressure, like when you, because it's attached to my knee.
But just that.
But
Like-
just that.
Like when you drum your fingernails.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And with that, we're going to take just a quick break. We're not going to take the full time, but I do want to fix this camera for you guys. So give us just a moment.
Yeah, the didgeridoo is pretty crazy. Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go see this crazy weird yuan tea with bone scales. It's gross necromancer, man. That's my guess. He's come back from the dead or something. Maybe he'll be nice. Maybe we'll get lucky for the first time ever and he'll be nice.
He seems a little odd.
Yeah. Just talking about Senkali. Oh. Yeah, he's Yuan Ti because they were saying that Senkali. Well, when we were way back talking to Kanawa and that other, like, lizard folk that was in the Red Gulch, when I talked to those Yuan Ti, they said Senkali is our new guy.
Shit.
Like, they said that forever ago.
Now we're pulling up on him in his fucking castle.
Yeah.
In his Dracula castle ass blood bog outside.
Blood bog.
This guy, dude.
Blood bog.
He's so cool already, man. He is.
Yeah, he is very Vlad the Impaler for sure. Oh man. He is very Castlevania.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's super. Every time like I picture him in my mind, I kind of see him as a mix of like, who is that wizard man, Saint Germain?
Oh.
Like how he's got all of those crazy colored like robes on.
Yeah. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That's
This area is pretty Castlevania. It's like gross.
That's so funny. Rats. Why? Oh, it's because I didn't mute Narissa.
No, Dracula.
All right. Thanks for being patient with us, gang. And we are back. Hope you guys are still here. And
we have more watching now, actually.
Oh, well, nice to see you guys joining in. There's been a lot of banter and lore revealed. I can give you guys a quick update. The guy that they've been hearing about named Sen Kali for a good while now seems to be hanging out in the swamp that they currently are in. So we don't know if we're going to see them or not. And Kane, was there anything you guys wanted to do, Kane Airsid, before your watch ended?
No, I don't. I don't have anything. I asked him what I wanted to ask him.
We're just chewing the fat.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you wanted to do specifically before the night's over?
No, I don't think so. I feel like you're trying to give me a hint or something.
I'll reach out to Spike with the necklace.
Okay. Are you just doing this in front of Airsa? Are you going to find some time, like a space for yourself?
Yeah, I'll just step a little deeper into the wood that we came out of.
Okay.
Maybe that's a bad choice.
I'm gonna keep an eye on him.
Okay.
Hey, where are you going?
Gotta take a piss.
Inside check.
Like, have fun.
A roll
pissing.
deception.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys can roll and you can roll insight.
Imagine someone, like, you're hanging out with someone and they stand up and you're like, where are you going? And they're like, gotta take a piss. And you go, really?
You're lying.
29.
Okay, I believe you.
So go piss, girl.
So,
But I'm keeping an eye on
that's fine. I think that's a
For
smart thing to
safety.
do.
safety measures.
Okay. Just hold it up to my mouth because I don't exactly know how it works.
Okay.
I'll just. Spike. Hello.
And it takes a minute. You wait for a while.
Yes.
It's even creepier out here.
Indeed.
I wanted to ask you about the Raven Queen. You said that she was looking at both of us.
What would you like to ask?
Well, I want to know if there's a way I can talk to her.
You must find a way into the Umbral, even if it only exists in your heart.
All right, then.
Thanks.
She is the mother of darkness and death. The closer you find yourself to the grave, the closer she will hold you.
You just need someone to choke you until you're almost and you'll see the Raven Queen.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna wait until everybody is asleep.
Airsa, do you plan on going?
After I come back,
Okay.
I'll come back and wait.
And
I mean, aren't we the last watch?
you are the last watch, but I don't think there's any reason you guys. It's up to you if you would sleep or not, and try to get like a
Well-
couple of hours in before the Dreamer's flame finally ignites once again.
I mean, how does it normally go in a watch? The last person's watch, they're just up for the rest of the day, aren't they?
Generally, but I'm sure there's been times where you guys have slept for like the last 2 hours or so.
Yeah, probably.
That's how I always assume watch goes. I assume you wake up and then go back to sleep if you're second watch. But if you don't go back to sleep, it doesn't matter. I will still do the same thing that I'm going to do.
Well, I don't feel safe if you're the only one awake. So I don't think I was. I mean, I still get my long rest, right? Like,
Yeah, I'm sure you would get your
Yeah.
long rest.
yeah. So no, I was planning on just being awake.
Okay.
You can do whatever. I'm not gonna.
No. I'm going to go and sink into the fucking muddy, gushy, bloody bones and shit where what's his face is.
And Ersid, you kind of see Kane. You do see Kane do this at this strange point in the
Yeah, you see my face? That's what I'm doing.
in the night, in the morning, where you're nearing twilight, and you're getting comfy in this mud, about as comfy as you can get. Every once in a while, like as the ground beneath you squelches, you can taste iron in your mouth as
That's just so gross.
Oh,
as
yeah.
the water sort of like pushes itself above the mud and all over you.
Oh my god. You're gonna be like that.
And then I'm just gonna think about that mirrored version of myself as I try and fall asleep.
I want you to make an Arcana check with charisma. Actually, just make a flat charisma check, please.
Maybe the minerals are good for your skin.
I mean, a mud bath.
I'm just adding my charisma mod to the roll.
Yes.
7.
7.
I feel.
You think about this. What is your intent here?
I'm trying to reach out to the umbral mirror.
7. You hear a voice. Well, Kane. Want to speak to me, do you?
I just want to be close.
To what?
The mirror.
And at that point, you open your eyes and you're laying in a pool of water. You look around and there is nothing but the stars and the crescent moon that once lit its brief moment in the sky is now full. And as you look back down from the moon itself, you see yourself in the water looking back at you.
Tattoos?
None.
You once told me to follow the moon. And I followed something else.
You did. It seems that you are having trouble.
Well, I was. But the trouble I feel has since passed.
So, what are you hoping to follow now? You seek the umbral mirror.
Don't know exactly what I'm looking for, but I know that the moon has been there from the beginning.
And so, do you choose to walk in moonlight? Or do you seek the darkness?
And as they say that, there's a sort of dimness that takes over this realm that you found yourself in. And there is you look back up the moon, and there's a small divot in it of darkness that seems to grow across the face of the moon slowly.
I think that the light is what calls.
Really?
I mean, before I was in the dark.
I can guide you, Kane.
And at that moment, you see a ripple in the water, and for a second, your reflection looks nothing like you. You see something feminine there, piercing blue eyes, white skin. Then it's you.
I want to reach towards the water.
As you reach towards the water, you feel it's almost like something stops you. Your hand stops in midair.
If you trust me, I will show you how deep your soul is.
I'll continue to push towards the water.
And you see that ripple again, and as it passes, you no longer see yourself. You see a woman with completely white robes with ribbons and tassels that seem to float around her, defying gravity. Their hair tied in some sort of Eastern Asian ceremonial dress, with a hat that is just like a tower with tassels coming down that also float like the rest of her ribbons, and those same piercing blue eyes that you can swear you see the moon inside them, her pupils. And as you stick your hand in, it's like you feel nothing.
I'm moving through the water, though.
Yes.
My hand.
Yes. Deeper and deeper you go until your full body is there. You are floating in this darkness, and as you look up, you can see under this liquid the moon being overtaken by a dark shadow.
I don't like that.
You only have so much time, Kane. If you would trust me, I will give you the power of the moon.
I do.
Then you must speak my name, and you must act in my favor.
What is your name?
First, what can I do for you?
I don't know.
Then, Cain, Ray, speak my name, and you will earn my gift as you walk in moonlight towards your future.
Then I will find your name.
And at that moment, you are compelled to speak. And the words, or the title, Sehanin Moonbow, exits your mouth. The moon breaks through, becoming eclipse, and you are cast into a light. As you wake up with a start out of the mud beneath you, you see a wispy figure exit your mouth, and it flies into Caxlin, where then you see Caxlin sort of like squawk with a fright as it starts flying around. You guys are all waking up now as you see Caxlin like yelling and flapping, and it has this like strange glow coming from its mouth, from its eyes, until finally they hit the ground and they sort of vomit. And it's just a white, almost like milk. And this puddle forms into a white raven that stares at you, Kane. And you hear a voice.
Let moonlight guide you. I will protect you, Kane. Take this gift, but I do expect one in return.
And it is morning, and you all have borne witness to the birth of...
Jumping down, I'm going to pick up my raven. I'm like petting it. My poor raven just vomited up another raven. Are you okay?
And you see Caxlin, and it's just kind of... It takes a second, it coughs, and it looks out, and it's just trying to get out of your arms, as if nothing had happened. It just wants to be free.
I'll just walk up to the white raven, put my hand out.
And it rests its head on your hand and kind of nuzzles you.
I'll pick it up.
And it looks you in the eyes, and you feel a very powerful connection, as if you can speak into this creature's mind. And you hear,
Hello.
Hello to you. Do you have a name?
Should I?
I'll make you one.
My name
Do you have one?
is...
What is it?
You make me one.
All right. Well, how about... I mean, I suppose it's a little bit opposite of you, but I think it's kind of fun. What about Umbra?
Umbra.
Yeah.
Umbra.
Okay. Do you like it?
I have a name.
You do.
and they sort of like fly and like circle around you, and land on your shoulder.
Umbra. Kane. Friends.
Yes.
Yours likes you so much more than mine.
Well,
How did you do that? Where did you get it from?
What the fuck?
And Uwasa like rushes up and like puts her hands on it and just starts petting the thing, and it's just taking all of it. It's a very loving creature.
You just went and took a nap in fucking guts and blood.
Yeah, you
and
are
then emerged
gross.
with a bird.
You are so muddy right now. You're covered in it.
yeah.
I
Well,
want to go to smell Kane.
Oh, he smells like shit.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
do I have to make a con save?
Oh my god.
Go ahead. You know what? You asked for it. I'm giving it to you. Make that con save, my guy.
Natural one.
shut the fuck up.
I mean,
I
sure.
vomit.
Yes. All you have to
Gagging.
take like every piece of strength in your body to not vomit on Kane, as the reaction is so immediate.
Stinky.
God. I mean, you smell like you just slept inside of the bowel system of a decaying giant.
Well, you know, sometimes we have to make sacrifices, just as I told you earlier.
And Uwasa kind of backs up. She points at Umbra and like smiles big, and then she points at you and plugs her nose.
Great. Yes.
And she mocks, laughing at you.
Well, I'm aware that I don't smell good.
But the raven came from what?
Well, I went... The reason I laid there was because I was talking to Spike about the Raven Queen, and he told me I had to be close to death, and then I had to go to the umbral mirror. So I was reaching out to the umbral mirror, and then I saw myself again, and it turned out to be a woman and not actually me, and she offered guidance.
Oh.
And
Well, we accept you for who you are, Kane.
However you want to live.
you know, desperate times, desperate measures.
So the lady gave you the raven.
She did.
And you hear the raven. A gift.
He's a gift.
And it shakes its head. No. A gift. And it kind of steps down. And you see this raven, and it's just kind of standing there and kind of like bouncing from side to side. And Kane, you see it's like as it bounces, every time its feet comes up, there's like a print of blue light. One of them looks like the moon, sort of giving off like a halo. And the other one looks like it's a myriad of blades over and over again, sort of like making a circle. And Umbra keeps hopping. A gift. A gift.
Her favor is the gift. I think, you know, I don't exactly know everything that has just happened.
Sent you a text.
Does this one feel better than the orb, though? I'm assuming.
Moon of? Or is?
Is. The two. So you have the choice between the two runes.
Oh.
Umbra's kind of hopping between them, sort of like pointing at them, waiting for you to make your decision.
Oh, jeez.
And you can see Kane is like in a stupor by like what's happening. It just looks like this bird is hopping around, but Kane is like, it looks like he's speaking to it.
I suppose I'll take the blades.
And you like kind of lean down to touch the blades as the raven steps back. And on your hand, you now have a sort of like bluish white tattoo, almost like a scar of these blades, and they glow.
Wow. I'm just getting new tattoos all the time without even having to get it poked. That's great.
And Wine Marrow steps up.
Is magic. What is it?
It's arcane magic.
Now, where does it come from? Why is this happening?
It comes from the moon.
You. A pact with the moon.
Yes.
Where I am from, or what I have heard, the moon is the only piece of night that is holy. It watches over us to keep us safe. I hope you will do the same.
I tried to protect you last time.
Indeed.
So, and he looks at Umbra.
This is not food.
No.
Understood.
Understood.
Thank you for clearing that up.
So,
What is our plan of attack? We must leave quickly.
We need to head to Sankali, I guess.
straight to Senkali.
At least his general vicinity.
It will take us nigh a day to reach Castle Nertar.
Then we should get a move on.
Yeah, we need to find Kane a bath or a shower somehow.
Yeah, that would be great.
Maybe we'll get lucky and it will rain.
Jesus Christ. You know, a guy smells bad for one day.
It is pretty cloudy out.
She starts doing a rain dance.
You guys head deep into the bog. So what is your plan here? You guys are just gonna run up on this castle, or like what?
We
are you
gotta
guys
get to
doing?
like, I'm sure they'll have patrols or people, right? We'll just run into one of those guys and be like, hey, we're here because we've got a book that told us to come here.
How many people are with us right now?
There's 5 of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just Wine Marrow?
And Uwasa.
And Uwasa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and all his
So all
kobolds
those-
died.
Oh.
They got murked by the
The wisps.
wisps.
Oh. R.I.P.
Okay.
Yeah, he seemed to not really give a fuck about them.
What does this guy give a fuck about?
I don't know. He gives
don't
a
know.
fuck about that skull on his head. He likes that.
So I guess we're just keeping an eye out, going straight towards that castle. Hopefully we'll run into some people before then,
Yeah,
so we're
I'm
not
gonna
just
walk
like...
up to Mr. Marrow here. Excuse me, Mr. Marrow,
Wine Marrow.
is that just one name? It's not like wine and then Marrow.
One name.
Okay. So, if you don't mind my asking, what is it exactly that you want to do with Stenkali in this castle? What is you hope to
And
do once we arrive?
when we arrive, I plan to switch patrols and let them know of the kobolds we have lost.
Right, yes. My condolences. Sorry about that. Alright. Do you ever speak with Senkali?
No.
Okay. Then I kind of slow down just to back up and meet with Kane, and it's like, boy, you were right. This guy is not a charismatic fellow.
No. No, he is not.
And as you guys push through this sort of boggy Margrave area, you start to get past the trees a couple of hours in, and you see in front of you just a swamp.
Great.
It's you get to this sort of beach, or I guess the shallows you would say, of this march, and off to the west you see sort of like this jutting I don't want to call it like a pier, but it's like a land mass, almost like a small hill, and atop the hill is a, what's it called when boats crash?
Shipwreck?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. We'll say a shipwreck. You see a full, like passenger boat just wrecked in the middle of the moor. And to the east, you see a small, hill range that's larger than most of the islands that are speckled across this swamp. And deep to the northeast, you can start to make out the full silhouette of Castle Nertar, which you can already see these insane wooden, what are those called? The pieces of wood that go like this?
Oh, they're called Cheval de Frise.
Cheval de Frise. They are called that.
Wow.
She would know.
That's what they're called.
She would know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, no, it was great. What was that?
Like anti-cavalry.
Yes.
Yep.
wooden posts
Yep.
with spikes.
They look like X's.
Yeah.
You know, they're called Cheval de
Yeah.
Priest.
And they're everywhere around there, and you can kind of see as they push out where they start to diminish as you kind of see more of the swamp, and it's in shambles. It's this gray stony castle covered in ivy and moss, and all that's left of it that is in any way grandiose is that one tower that you can see as the rest of the castle crumbles beneath its own weight and back into the moor, dying itself a fitting place for this ruin. From here, and Wine Merrill points, we take a boat.
Thank God.
So, prepare yourselves. If we are taken by any envoy, I cannot say what will happen to you.
What? I'm sorry, what does that mean?
Well, as far as I know, we are going in blind. Essentially, I should have you captive. Preferably, if you would not mind.
You really think that they're gonna buy that you have 4 of us captive just by yourself?
Yes.
I have to be
Okay.
captive too, but why?
You may not. Maybe they speak of you. So, and Wine Marrow looks at you, Ersa. If we are to be safe, unless you can play the role of scare lover well.
A what?
Scale lover.
Oh, scale lover. Oh yeah, I can do that.
He looks at Narissa and Kane.
Yeah, he loves both of us.
And what of this one? Looking at
Well,
Uwasa.
Yeah. Well,
She's not gonna speak at all.
yeah, she can't.
So,
She can't speak.
oh, she can?
No, can't.
No,
she
she can't.
cannot.
Oh, can't. Yeah.
So it's even easier for her.
I will trust you. If I lose my position, bringing you in unapprehended, death may be on your hands.
Yours.
No,
Ours.
the bards I've come to save.
Oh, right.
We will try to be as inoffensive as possible. We're not here to fight or start anything. We have the book.
Look, people like me, alright? So don't worry.
Show me this book.
Er said the book.
It's book.
Yeah, I stumbled across a book in my travels, gifted to me by a person, and it's a magical book, one that talks back to you when you write in it. And I was told that I was like, oh, you know, it's not every day that you find a book that speaks to you. So, you know, I was, who is this? Who am I talking to? And then they said it was Senkali. So, you know, I assumed that he wants me to be here.
And you will not alert him of your arrival.
I haven't yet. I've been thinking about it.
I do believe that would be the safest course of action.
Yeah, maybe you should at this point. We're already so close.
Are we like waiting for a boat to arrive?
No, when he pointed, and we started having this conversation, but he's pointing to a set of 3 canoes.
Oh, okay.
Perhaps you should
Okay.
let him know.
I'll take my book out and just be like, Dear Senkali, it's Ersid again. Hope you're well. I've come to pay you a visit like you asked. I'm at the place where the canoes and the shipwreck is. Please advise for further instructions. Sincerely, Ersid.
I love the Airsid twice.
And it takes a second, but you finally see the ink start to develop on the page. Sentences forming. Wow. This is quite unexpected. You picked an interesting time to drop in. Near the canoes. Are you to the south? I assume a day's journey?
Is that right? We're about south of the castle.
Yes.
I say yes. That sounds correct.
Yes.
That's all right.
That sounds correct.
And it takes another little bit before you get a response. What are you saying?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I've arranged for your arrival. You'll pass through the moor safely. Thank you.
Oh.
Cool. That sounds really
All right.
good.
All right, guys. So Senkali knows that we're coming, and he's prepared for our arrival.
That's good.
You know, I suppose I just realized that we could be returning like a super ultra powerful object to a deep, dark, powerful wizard.
You never know.
Yeah, we're giving the fucking Archlich his fucking demon book back.
And then he just
I'm
eats
doing him
our
a
souls.
favor. I'm doing him a favor. You'd think that even if he was an evil guy, like he'd be like, "Would you like one of these cursed objects?"
Yeah, maybe we'll
And
just get lucky and he'll like us.
Yeah, maybe we could do his evil bidding.
Let's just go. Hope for
And
the
you can
best.
see the slightest look of trepidation through Wine Merrill's mask as he silently starts to untie the canoe.
There's too many bad things that happen. She's just starting to talk. That happen here. We have to look on the bright side. If we're always looking for the positive, then it's gonna happen, right? They can't all be bad things.
Yeah, sooner or later it's gotta go our way.
You're right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Wine Marrow.
Things are looking up.
We
They
almost
have to
die
be.
all the time, and I'll punch him in the eye.
And like Uwasa comes in and like jumps up and punches him in the shoulder. And Wine Merrill looks at all three of you. Are we only taking one boat?
How many people fit in a boat?
We can fit. We will go slow and be more prone to capsizing with all five of us.
We have boats like this where I'm from. I can take one.
There's three.
There's three.
3 boats.
Well, why don't we
3
take
and
all
2?
three?
You want to take all 3?
Yeah, we'd move quicker. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter.
I think we would move at the same pace with 3 boats
Versus 2.
versus any boats. I guess you would move faster than just the one.
because you're also not as scared of falling over.
So,
There's like
2 and 3 boats
over
would move at the
400
same.
pound people in the boat.
There's over like 600 pounds of people in the boat with the
Okay.
5 of you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll take 2 boats.
And
Okay.
Uwasa runs up to Narissa, throws her hands up.
Alright. Whatever.
Okay, I guess it's those two then, and then we'll go with Wine Meadow.
Sure.
Wine Merrill starts kind of pushing out the boat. Come.
Alright, here we go.
And I would like
We're on the fun boat.
as you all kind of push out into the swamp itself, the canoes begin to rock. And what are you doing during this day's travel?
We're in the boat.
You guys are in the canoe,
We're in the boat.
just chilling.
She's rowing.
Okay.
It's a good workout.
Yeah.
I need you. Then you will make perception checks. And then, are you two guys doing anything specific?
Gosh, I'm just.
Is Wine Marrow
What?
rowing?
Yes. Wine Merrill's he's taking care of it.
Hey,
Gosh, just keeping a vigilant eye out for the sky and underneath.
Roll perception.
Trying to see if there's any irregular water movement.
It's fair.
I'll use Umbra and do the same
Okay. Like from the sky or
from the sky.
looking down.
Yep.
Okay. You send Umbra up. Go ahead and roll perception. Use Umbra stats unless you're looking through Umbra specifically.
I'm looking through Umbra
Okay.
specifically.
And make
I
your
use-
checks without disadvantage.
Okay.
And then what was yours, Narissa?
10.
Okay, cool.
So, same as my passive.
Yes.
I'm looking just as good as I always do.
You are chilling.
I got a 16.
Why do I have that? I got a 15.
15 and a 16. You're looking for irregular water movements, Airsid, and you're looking for the same.
I suppose I'm just doing a wide scan since I have the aerial view.
Okay. Narissa, you are hanging out. You're rowing, you're not running into any trouble, and you're in a comfortable position. It sort of gives you like a feeling of nostalgia of kind of like pushing through the waters of Cholt. It's very serene for a moment, and you forget that you're in the Moor of Dead Men until you look about and you start to see these like frog people. Some of them, their heads are poking up out of the water. Others are just standing on some of the myriads of islands throughout the Moor, just kind of looking at you. Some of them are armed. Others just kind of sit there in their very rudimentary garb. With them are plenty of lizard folk that seem to be kind of working with them. And every once in a while, you'll catch a peek of Yuan Ti with these, treating the frogs and the lizards a little poorly.
Yeah.
Kane, you are looking through Umbra, kind of taking a wide berth of the area, trying to take in everything that you can see. And you can swear every once in a while you'll see patches of darkness in the swamp that move, very large. But sometimes they look like they're under these little mossy groves, and you can't tell if they're like a large creature or simply the rest of the island and the shadow is being pushed by the water.
Okay.
Airsid, you notice a strange amount of creatures. You're looking in the water, you're looking in the trees, and you'll see birds, and normally there'd be like chirping and such, but they're just looking at you, looking at your boats, taking you all in. You look down into the water, and even next to you, you see alligators and crocodiles swimming next to you, and their eyes are trained on you all.
Just like home.
That's a little spooky.
Well, let's try our best not to rock the boat.
God. I wish I heard that joke.
Yep.
What?
No.
He's too busy looking through it.
I'm deaf and blind right now on the
Yeah.
boat.
Just
Oh.
warging.
Oh, that's right.
I'll just try and stay as stoic and emotionless as possible.
Roll deception. And Kane, how does your senses transition? Is it violent? Is it noticeable?
I don't think it's violent.
Okay.
I think that a lot of I envision it as the Game of Thrones warging. Just
Okay.
the clouded eye and maybe a little limpness in the face.
Okay, for sure. And Airsid, you can kind of see that Kane looks kind of weird. He starts to drool a little bit. His eyes are cloudy.
Kind of weird.
And he's not really responding to your attempts of humor.
13.
13, thank you.
Doing my best.
That's not bad.
Doing my best.
And are you just looking through Umbra throughout the whole...
No.
Okay.
Actually, after I see the shadows moving in the water or maybe above it, I will come back out and say, "There's shadows in the water." And
As he wipes his face of
or
drool.
above it. It was a little hard to tell, but it looked big, so maybe there's big stuff in the water.
Great. Don't get in the water.
Yeah, don't fall in the water. We'll have to fight like 10 crocodiles.
Yeah, as you look down and you see these just crocodiles swimming next to you, keeping pace with the boats.
Hey. How
You-
much longer?
And you press on throughout the swamp, making a clear beeline for Castle Neratar. And as you get closer, you start to see more like huts and shacks and things. Airsid, one thing you notice are a reasonable amount of cages. Some of them seem to have people in them.
Just
Like
like
on the
home.
on the coast.
So there's like little islands in here. So you're looking at these little different islands, and these are the more like the larger, more robust islands closer to the larger land masses of the Moor. They start to have cages. They start to have like domiciles. And one thing that you all notice is that every once in a while you'll see one of the red wizards.
In the cages.
No,
Oh, just walking about.
just hanging
We're
out.
we're pretty close, right? In proximity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then she's just gonna say real quick, like, the Yuan-Ti, they keep slaves, so they can turn them into brood guards.
Brood guards.
They're lizards, very large, grotesque creatures. They don't have much thought anymore. They just watch the eggs.
Oh, you've never mentioned that before about
It's-
your people.
Never been relevant.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
You come from a slave system race.
Slave owning, emotionless, murdering group of people. Yes.
Well, you know what? That makes me feel even better about your progress. First of all,
She
you
just
didn't
doesn't
have
say anything.
slaves. Second of all, you've really been working on your empathy. It's been, I just wanted to highlight that for you. Give you a
He's
shout
yelling
out.
across.
You're my slaves. Shut up.
Oh my god.
Slaves don't talk.
Wait, what are the what type of creature or being is in the cages?
People.
Yeah, people, humans.
Humans only?
Humans. Yeah.
You see, if you look through them, they're definitely all flesh-based. You see some elves, you see humans, you see dwarves, you see. I assume you guys have seen a little bit of everything. So Goliath,
They have to be fleshy. Because, on the off chance it doesn't work, you can just eat them instead.
Well, fuck
Holy
me.
fuck. Oh, Jesus.
So,
Also, I want a deception check from you.
what makes the best
Please.
lizard monster egg watcher?
12.
12. That makes the
That's lizard egg.
Yeah. Yeah, lizard monster egg watcher.
roll.
Do
You
I
would
know?
know that it's very rare for there to be an immense amount of disparity in the brood guard. They are quite. It's almost like mitosis. Like they're
Yeah.
all the same thing. Every once in a while you'll get a big one, but it's more up to the power of the ritual.
So whether you use
It really doesn't matter who so much as like how. Sometimes you just get a really good ritual going. Sometimes the person's very big. There's a lot of meat on them to reform.
right. You know, I used to think that I would like to accompany you to Jolt. I don't so much think I would anymore.
Wait, so why are there UNT here on the mainland and not, why aren't they in Chult? How'd
The-
they end up here?
They're following Senkali. That's where we're going to see Senkali.
Great.
Oh, so he's got a little UNT enclave here. Has he like branched out from like the rest of the UNT? Is there a fracture in the UNT? Two different movements, two different groups of people.
That's what we're here to find out. The truth about Senkali.
Night descends upon.
Do I believe what Narissa's saying to me across the boat?
You roll whatever you need to roll. You roll insight.
What are about
Kane,
what
roll insight.
specifically?
No. Yeah, what are you trying to insight?
She's being really offstandish about Senkali and what she might know. It said, oh, weird, is there like a fracture? And she's just like, oh, I really just don't know anything. Let's just get there. She's seeming pretty suspect.
My
Narissa?
passive insight is 16.
Your passive insight is 16. Okay, Narissa, roll whatever you need to roll. Kane, roll insight or take your passive. You don't get to choose after you roll.
I'm gonna roll for it.
20, not natural.
Okay.
Damn it.
Rats. 14.
There's nothing like. I would say Narissa, describe your emotional state, right? Like, just describe to them how they're perceiving you with an unsuccessful insight.
She's acting weird because she's trying to act like a UNT again. Because there's all these people watching us, so there's all these creatures watching us, and she wants to seem as much like a UNT as she can, so that we're not like all thrown in.
You're code switching.
Yeah.
Thrown into
Yeah.
UNT
Or
jail.
code switching.
Yeah, that's what you would get off of that.
All right.
Okay.
Are you showing your
There's
face
like-
right now?
Yeah.
I look over Kane. Notice it being a little weird.
Shut up, slave, and I'll smack him. You non-scaly bitch. Shut your fucking mouth.
Please roll persuasion.
So you're not a slave because you got some scales.
And you
if
all
there's
hear
anything
out
you could
loud.
do to add more scales.
Umbra just starts yelling, "Slave!"
Slaves.
What am I rolling?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Not good. 13.
Okay, Narissa, I need you to make a deception roll.
5. If I don't get advantage, it's 5.
Oh.
I should have used luck.
Wine Marrow is kind of pushing through as the Dreamer's flame starts to diminish. Darkness starts to set upon the land. And like you start to see less and less of these creatures. You do see a boat past you full of lizard folk and a couple of kobolds trailing behind in another canoe. Wine Marrow speaks. So, shall we push through the night? Or should we find a place to stay?
I don't know. There's so many of these creatures watching us. Maybe we should just keep going.
Yeah,
They know.
I thought you said we were close anyway.
If we push through the night, we may not get time to completely rest, but we can rest at the castle.
Yeah, let's just go.
I'm doing fine.
I would agree. I'm not trying to stay out here and end up in a fucking cage and turned into a egg watcher.
Concur.
Let's see. Let's get it green in here.
I whispered at ear, said, "Sorry about the slave thing. I was trying to help Narissa seem believable."
No, I get it. I caught on real quick.
Okay, good.
And you make it to the edge of Castle Neratar as you start to make land. You tie up the canoe, surrounded by all the Cheval de Frise, and you start to see lots of large, like, pickets with bodies, corpses, some even diminuted into skeletons just outside of this castle. And seeing it close up, the turret itself is roughly like 200 feet tall, as it's roughly it wouldn't be able to say how wide it is, like maybe 1,000 feet altogether. Fuck. Horizontally, it's very
Why?
long.
I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
big. It's big.
It's a very wide castle.
Jesus Christ.
It's like 3 football fields wide.
3 footballs?
More.
I don't know.
Yeah, just a little bit more than 3 football fields.
Okay, then let's do a football field. Let's do 300 feet. How about that?
Okay, because a football field is 300 feet.
Yeah. So let's do that. Thank you for clearing that up for me.
You and your spatial awareness.
It's not good. It's not good. You give me a grid, I got it. You give me nothing, And it's surrounded by like tiki torches, sort of lit with green flames. Even the sconces in front of Castle Neratar are lit with this green flame. As you step in, the ground underneath you squelches until finally you reach something more solid, more akin to the deadwood. And outside Castle Neratar are 2 lizard folk. One of them just kind of like an average specimen. The other is extremely large, bigger than Wine Marrow, roughly 8 feet tall. You can tell they're easily 300-400 pounds, carrying a large greatsword as they drag it behind them with one hand, stepping up to you. Each footstep, as it gets closer, starts to create a small vibration. Wine Marrow. Snapjaw. Guests. They are. Senkali has asked them to come. And he stands up straight, looking even more imposing than he did before. And he looks at Airsid, and he comes down to your level, Airsid, and starts to sniff around you.
How tall is this guy?
He's 8 feet.
Oh, Jesus, okay.
So, and he stares you in the eyes, Airsid. Not dinner.
I told you guys.
No, I'm afraid not, friend. I have a meeting with
Wasn't
Mr.
asking you.
Shut up, slave.
He looks at you.
Just... okay.
He looks back at Wine Marrow. You will have to wait. Ritual ongoing.
It's cool. It's cool. It's no problem. I just refer to Wine Marrow.
And he kind of like looks around a little, like you can kind of see him like shaking. He's worried.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Sen Kali is in the middle of a ritual right now,
It seems so.
and we may see him when he's finished.
He looks at Snapjaw. I am just a god. Senkali choose to see you, not my authority. Come, I will show room. And you walk in, and
Common's not his forte.
is anything this guy's forte?
Being big.
Being a
Yeah.
dick.
Yeah.
And he kind of, jeez, he shows you to kind of like this small stockade kind of connected to the main fortress of Castle Neratar. And there's a few like cots in there. There's one full bed. There's a writing desk and a small lantern that's been lit. And he just kind of like throws his hand in, expects you guys to walk in. And Wine Marrow just leaves. He looks at you, Kane, very intensely. He looks back at Narissa, and you see a sort of concern in his eyes as he seems to head back to his post. Ersid, you notice that there is a note near the doorway as you all step into this room. As soon as Uwasa can, she gets on the bed, and Snapjaw closes the door without a word.
I'm gonna try the door.
It opens.
Okay, we're
Okay.
not locked. You should get the note.
And I'll read the note. Yeah, I was gonna check the door first, make sure we weren't locked in here.
Yeah.
Okay, I read the note.
I will return in the morning. Wine Marrow.
Okay. He seems concerned.
Yeah. Did I see which way Wine Marrow went?
Yes, he went to. So this stockade is like near the front east of the Castle Neratar. So he went west, going deeper into the fortress itself.
I just want
He's-
to try and shoot message to him really quick.
Go ahead.
Looking for his bars.
Everything okay there, mate?
This is easy.
You mean moving in? You find that suspicious?
I'm not sure how much weight the book carries. Senkali allowing strangers into Castle Neratar concerning.
And you don't want to be around.
I cannot. I have a persona to uphold.
Okay, well.
Well, nice knowing you.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
I
said,
mean,
see you later.
I
The
sup-
vibes are off.
I suppose if there's anything
Knives are
we
off.
can do for you, let us know.
Will do.
So, should we just tack a note on the outside of the door that says wake us when he's ready to talk?
Are there any windows in this room?
There are a few. Just cut out stone openings
that let you look on deep into the moor. Nothing that lets you look closer, like maybe into like the castle yard or anything like that.
There's only one bed.
There is only one bed.
I open the door.
And you
And I,
open the
like-
door, and there's a couple of lizard folk guards out there.
Like just standing right outside our door.
Hey, you two. What are your names?
And they just look at you.
All right, not the most amicable bunch. But I would ask, is there a place where I could get a bath before I have to meet
That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
before I have to meet Senkali? I wouldn't want to show any disrespect to the head honcho of the castle, if you will.
The earth is respect. The earth cares, feeds, and grows us.
If anything, you should be dirtier.
I think he wants you to be dirty.
Oh, right. You know, new cultures, I'm a little ignorant. Sorry about that. Appreciate your insight.
No response.
Close the door.
Okay.
I close the door.
What do you guys do for the night?
Well,
We all
looks
sleep in
No.
the same bed.
Looks like you two are going to be disrespecting him and not me.
It seems like it.
Disrespect.
No.
You guys resting?
Yeah, I feel like that
suppose
makes the
so.
most sense. Resting in the one bed. It's the one bed trope, but there's like 4 of us.
If there's anything you can get from a short rest, you can take that. You will not get the benefits from a long rest, but I will not give you any constitution rolls for exhaustion.
I think we're just relaxing,
Okay.
taking a nap or something.
Yeah, I mean we all took a long rest
Yeah.
the night before anyway, so
Yeah.
I'll just roll my bedroll like in front of the door.
In
Like
front
with
of the
my
door.
Yeah, so my feet are
Against the door.
against the door. So if somebody opens the door, I wake up.
Okay, understood. So in the morning, you guys can hear Ersid and Uwasa just snoring away as the door just kind of opens up and slams into your feet, Ersid, with an unnecessary amount of force. And as you look up to the ceiling, you just see this large, imposing silhouette of who you can only assume to be Snapjaw.
Wake.
Waking.
Come.
Okay.
All right. All right.
Could have just knocked.
And he's still dragging the great sword behind him everywhere he walks, just leaving divots and lines. And you walk into he leads you deeper into the castle until you end up in this very grandiose hall. There's pillars reaching up to where the ceiling should be, as the ceiling is absent, but the pillars, amongst all their cracks and decay, are still standing proudly. On the floor is a rug, and I need you all to make a medicine check.
What? Who rolled
Or
medicine
nature.
checks? Okay, I'll do a
That
nature
did
check.
not work. Okay. That was too good for no reason.
It's not my day today.
9.
19. So I said
Ten.
it was too good
10.
for no reason.
And like Ersid, you notice that Uwasa is acting a little weird. The rug has this like sort of
like almost rusty, orangish, pinkish color, sort of brown, and it's mottled in all kinds of spots. Narissa, this is familiar to you as you realize that this is a rug made entirely out of humanoid skin.
Oh my god.
Guys, don't worry about the rug. It's
Now I'm getting doom vibes.
yeah. She like puts her foot over like the nipple or whatever.
I definitely think it's a well done rug, as it has like
Stitched together.
Yeah, they buffed out any of those
Yeah.
areas.
For sure.
It's not obvious that it's human skin, and she definitely needed that role. Green, like almost carpet like textiles hang from all of these different pillars. In between them, it sort of like coats everything in this very, I want to say like cottagecore light.
For sure.
As the dapples of radiance get in, and you see this stone table set with all kinds of food, surprisingly a decent amount of fruits, and a boar sitting in the middle. And Snapjaw, sit.
Anywhere in particular? Just
He leaves.
okay.
Okay, so
You sit the
I
farthest away. Ersid sits the farthest away. With Uwasa, yes?
Sure. Whatever. Whatever you think.
I'm just guessing.
Yeah, we wouldn't
What-
want no-
what-
Yeah,
Whatever
is there
you
a
think.
strategy here?
We don't want no
What-
smooth skins sitting close to
Yeah,
him.
we don't want it.
whatever you think, slave master.
Look, that rug is made out of human. Okay, so
Okay,
unless
so I
you
wasn't
unless you want
worried.
that to be you,
I really wasn't worried at any point until we stepped into this banquet hall.
Yeah.
And
so sit at the end, and I guess we will sit closer.
Okay.
Okay, alright.
this is roughly like a 10-foot long table. It's a pretty solid table.
Just sit in the middle area.
Okay? Not trying to encroach.
Yeah, we're not trying to get too close.
I don't want
yeah.
to sit up at the corner next to the head.
Don't want to sit near
but
the
I
head of the
don't-
table.
But I don't want to be at the foot of the table either.
You hear footsteps. A few. As a battalion of UONT step into the room, all covered in these like black robes that are open chested and fall into sort of like Hakama pants. All of them wear gold bangles on their wrists and their legs as they walk barefoot, sort of surrounding you guys, one at each pillar. One walks in. He's large. He's roughly 6 foot. Nothing special. A well-built physique, wearing none of the robes, and sort of like a black and blue loincloth that has one of the tassels that start in the middle and reach down towards his knees. On his legs, he has shin guards with motifs of something you would see in Dante's Inferno, of like dying people being eaten by snakes. On his body are all kinds of tattoos and scars, one big one on his chest slashing all the way down. And instead of like any sort of garb, like any sort of armor, there are snakes coiling around his body, squirming all just around him as they coil around his neck like clothes. You see one of his arms is no longer hands, phalanges, fingers. It is just a coil of snakes. Sitting on their head is a large, ostentatious helmet with sort of like a large fin with like this blue crystal shining through it. And he saw, Narissa, you see the face of Isahu.
I shit myself. I don't know what I said.
as he steps in.
Oh, fuck.
Wait, what?
A very rigid and unemotional face with cold black reptilian eyes. As they step in, you can hear the hissing of snakes around them, and he looks at all of you one by one, and his eyes rest on you, Narissa. Interesting. I would like to speak to you.
God.
After all this is over. And he looks at the rest of
She
you
has
again.
nothing to say. She has not a word to say. She's just like doing the fish thing where you like open your mouth and then close it and then open it and then close it.
And they simply stop, looking at the table and stepping off to the right. You, those who carry the book of Senkali, will now meet a god in the flesh. As he kneels, and you hear this sort of like a heavy hiss and a rubbing, the sound of friction, as from these sort of large double doors that all these Yuan-Ti have been stepping out of, you see the head of a giant snake. As it pushes in slowly, it's completely black with a hood like a cobra. And sitting cross-legged on top of this snake's head is a man in these purple robes, heavily layered. There's like 3 or 4 of them that cross over them, all accented with golden and silver snake motifs. Their hair is up and their ponytail still is draping across the back of this snake. And you see this Yuan-Ti covered in white scales and their white eyes looking at you, and the snake raises its head and you hear their voice. It is so good to finally meet those who hold my book. May you be blessed by my presence, for I am Senkali, and you have something of mine. And I think that's where we're going to end for the night.
Jesus Christ.
What an entrance.
Seriously.
Well, I hope you guys all had fun. Thanks for tuning in. We would love to see you guys next Thursday, but it's Thanksgiving. So I just want to say, since we won't see you next time, we're grateful for everyone who's watching, grateful for you guys sticking with us throughout this little thing. And we hope we'll see you in about 2 weeks. You guys all have a good night. Peace out.
Gosh.
The worst timeline.
Wow.
I feel like